copyrighted material, the use of which may not have been specifically authorized by the copyright owner under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
There's a policy proposal that says your plan, and I'm going to quote it for folks, is to shift the tax burden from overtaxed homeowners in the outer boroughs to more expensive homes in richer and whiter neighborhoods. Explain why you are bringing race into your tax proposal.
That is just a description of what we see right now. It's not driven by race. It's more of an assessment of what neighborhoods are being undertaxed versus overtaxed.
So no plans to change that language on your website?
The focus here is to actually ensure a fair property tax system, and that the use of that language is just an assessment of the neighborhood.
See, he's just one of the problems. Now, I know it's been a lot. We realize he is a communist. There's no doubt about that. But he's not the only communist, because this is how I look at things. When things doesn't make any sense, when you start telling me something and it doesn't line up with logic, I'm going to say something about it. And everything I've been hearing out of the White House, it doesn't make any sense. And we're going to show you why it doesn't make any sense. Some of you may know by now, the day of the shooting of Charlie Kirk, they had the FBI told the police department to stand down. I don't want to hear anything about we're not listening to the facts. It's a conspiracy. Give me a logical reason that you're telling me. Now you're telling me that the bullet was still lodged in him. Now, I got a couple of videos. I was going to show you 4 or 5 videos of somebody shooting with the same style gun, but I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to show you one video of that. But this particular guy, and you guys may have watched him already, he gives 3 different shooting examples. And most of these shooting examples is a whole lot stronger than Charlie's body. Now, there's a possibility, anything's a possibility that the bullet may have ricocheted down and stayed in his body. Why don't y'all tell us about the autopsy, though? And what I don't understand is that, do you know they're reconstructing the assassination site? Sort of like they did, it's almost like the same scenario with Butler, Pennsylvania. Have we got to the bottom of Butler, Pennsylvania? Don't give a damn if Joe Biden's administration is in charge now. Kash Patel and Donald Trump's people is in charge now, right? You're not talking about nobody who did not support Donald Trump, but you're not going to lie to me. Either Donald Trump is lying or he's ignorant. And we know he's not ignorant, because this logic is not making any sense that the FBI is giving us. It's just not logical. And I'm sorry, since I was a child, when things don't make any sense, no matter how I support you, when things don't make any sense, I'm going to say it doesn't make any damn sense. I'm not going to pretend like you're making any sense when it's not making any damn sense. Now, the thing I want to get to is that the whole Turning Point USA, every organization, once you start growing too much, the government is going to infiltrate you. All of these people see Charlie Kirk get shot. Notice they're more concerned with the video evidence and everything else than they are with Charlie Kirk. The more you look at this, the more suspicious it becomes. Somebody in Charlie Kirk's organization pissed off the wrong people. Something happened. Nothing about this makes any sense. I don't give a damn what nobody says. I've been around gunfire before, and nobody responds by going trying to get video evidence to give it over to the freaking FBI. That doesn't make any difference. Matter of fact, his security was supposed to be trained people, right? Some say they may have been trained Israeli forces. I don't really know. I don't really give a damn. What I want to know is that why is it not making any sense that these guys, and Charlie Kirk could have been still alive. Why are they more concerned with video evidence than making sure he's alive? Because they wanted him dead. That is a fact. And nobody's going to ever make me believe anything Cash Patel says. Even when he tells the truth, I'm not going to believe him. I have to verify it myself. I've called Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, and Pam Bundy all in lies, easily. Just like we were saying about James Comey when he was there, when Christopher Wray was there at the FBI, Merrick Garland was at the DOJ. We call them liars. A liar is a liar. Make no difference how upset you get about it. Now I want you to look at something, because I'm gonna play the video to stand down, but before I get to that one, I got two videos of their reaction after Charlie Kirk was shot. Then I'm gonna finally get to the one about the fellow who did the examples. All the gun experts say there's no way he got shot. I think it's a 30, something like that rifle. I'm not a big gun enthusiast. I like the Second Amendment, but some of you know guns a whole lot better than I know guns. But I've listened to the expert. I know how to listen to what somebody's saying and verify what they're saying. All of them are saying the same thing. The FBI is lying. The probability of him being shot with that gun and most of his flesh not being peeled away, we realized it was gushing out. I don't know now if it entered through the chest or the back. I don't want to get off of the net. What I do want to get off of, we can prove that this is not the reaction when you get shot with this type of weapon. Furthermore, why aren't they more concerned with the man who's been shot, who they supposed to be protecting? These are supposed to be trained folks. These are supposed to be people who understand and who know how to react when gunfire. I didn't like any of them's reactions. And they jumped over Charlie Kirk. It looked like they took some off Charlie Kirk and the other one handed it to somebody. I'm not going to argue with you. That's what he did. It's on video. They're lying about something. And if you lie about that, you'll lie about any damn thing. So here's a video of, this is one of the videos after shooting, because we got a couple of the after shooting, and we got one of them passing something. It's clear as day. So let's play the one here first.
I just heard them say the active shooter, Charlie Kirk, has been shot. Charlie Kirk got hit, is what the security detail just.
Wait a minute. Let's go back. Why is he worrying about the cameras? A man is laying, they're contaminating the crime scene. The crime scene is being contaminated as they are standing here, walking all over evidence, trying to worry about taking cameras and everything else. There was a camera in the front and in the back. The people for Turning Point USA, you're not an effing hero. I don't want to hear anything about, they were trying to make sure, they wanted to make sure that nobody saw. We saw it. You're covering up something, just like with JFK, RFK, Dr. King, Malcolm, and whoever gets assassinated, they always lie. This don't make any damn sense to me here.
I just heard them say the active shooter, Charlie.
Have you ever heard about not contaminating a crime scene? These folks are not acting like, it's like they were expecting him to be shot.
Kirk has been shot. Charlie Kirk got hit, is what the security detail just said.
Look at this. The police should have the crime scene secure right now. And these are trained guys. Why did you stand around like this? This should be suspicious to any damn body. They have an agenda. All governments are corrupt. I want to be clear on that. I don't care who's in office. All governments are corrupt. Some just a little bit more corrupt than others. Look how they casually strolling around. Yeah, it looks very normal, don't it? Now, here's the phone call what the FBI was telling the police department. They didn't want them interviewing any eyewitnesses. The FBI wanted to control who got interviewed.
Just 10-4-10. I'm still about 15 out, but the 1G unit that's going to be up there to interview, as per SBI and FBI, we've been given clear direction not to interview, confirming negative interview until they get there.
140, we were not going to interview. We are just.
Why are they telling people not to interview eyewitnesses? The only time you tell the police officers after a shooting like this not to interview anybody is because you're trying to control what's being said, trying to control the narrative. And this filthy governor right here has lied about all kind of stuff.
Arriving now.
Copy that.
Building 151. This was relayed by Salt Lake. They're advising a complainant called 911, and he was stating there's an APB out on him for the shooting at UVU. He's now pinging at the Urban Pioneer Cafe at SMBB break.
I was just told that the FBI wants you to stand by there with him, and they're on their way to you. Thank you. And that came from the agent that's leaving Provo PD right now.
Now, you're not a little suspicious of that. They said, don't interview no damn body. Now, here's the guy jumping over. It looked like he took something off Charlie Kirk and handed it to a guy. It's clear to see. Right here. See this guy? He's doing something. They're giving signals or something like baseball signals. This guy giving, everybody moving at the same time. Right here. Rewind that. See that? What is he handing this guy? Yeah, I think there's a camera on the glasses too. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe it could even be some kind of microphone. I'm not for sure. Everybody's doing all this right here, but they're not worrying about the guy they're protecting getting shot. Boom. Look at that. As soon as he fall, give it to me. Give it to me. Let me go now. Look at that. You see that? You see the handoff? Watch it again. Right here. When somebody just be assassinated, why is this dude so concerned about getting some off Charlie Kirk? I'm 100% convinced either Cash Patel is a freaking moron or he's in on the cover-up. That is a fact. When somebody's shot, you don't start just taking things off, contaminating the crime scene. He's hiding something. I saw somebody left a comment the day of the video we put up. They says, "You sound like a conspiracy person. Now you going down a rabbit hole." Well, explain to me, you freaking moron, you. If it don't make any damn sense, I want you to explain it to me. I'm willing to learn. If you got a feasible explanation why they didn't secure the crime scene, now they're reconstructing. If you go, I got a video, as a matter of fact. A guy went over there. They didn't completely dismantle the crime scene where the crime was at, just like they did in Butler, Pennsylvania. It doesn't make any damn sense. And when something don't make any damn sense, I'm not finna pretend like it makes some sense. I don't give a damn who it is. What did I do with the one? Here is the, I'm gonna bring up the roof thing too. Here's them over here redoing
what are they doing? Because I see a lot of construction smoke going on. Oh no, they are constructing. They are taking out the whole platform where he was sitting, and they are constructing a new one, as you can see.
This is what they did in Butler, Pennsylvania, but they washed it down even faster. Have they did an autopsy yet? I don't know if they did an autopsy or not, but I don't even trust the people doing the autopsy. Can we get an independent autopsy? I don't care who wants it. I don't care if his wife wants it, whatever. It was a murder occurred. And no offense, they show like they was anxious. I know she's his wife, but they sure was anxious to put her as the CEO. I've been thinking about that too. Because now with her connections.
So that's what the change is. And guess what? The killer was there and there was a video taken from here. And that's where you see a killer running behind in the background. And I was like...
Now, what gets me is that, because we got a video, and the one guy that the people who saw him squatting, this don't look like the same guy climbing off the roof. I don't even know if that's AI or not, because that video, the more you look at it, it look like it's been doctored or something. Because I don't know how a guy can shoot somebody, be in a full-fledged sprint, take the gun down or whatever. None of this is making any damn sense to be able to work that damn fast.
Right here when it happened. So this is what is happening right now. I think, as you can see, my boss is still there. They are taking the things inside. So I'm going to go inside and see.
In the video, the pictures there's still pictures they took. So if you got video, the video that the pictures they say they took of Tyler Robinson inside the building. If there's a video camera now, it should be more than just a picture. Let us see him walking inside the damn building. Got some still shot or something. I don't even trust that. Now, I'm not trusting anything they say at this point. I'm just not. Everything they're telling us seems kind of suspicious now. And so I want to bring up the, because this one guy, he was a guest on it was another YouTuber. I don't know their name. I'll give them credit. They were saying that the people were ducking before, before the shot even went off, which is suspicious. Also, let's see, here is the, yeah, that shot is real suspicious. I want to get the guy who did the test on the, did I download that one? But the guy who did the shot, he did a test on shooting it. I think this is it. If I didn't get it, I'm gonna have to do it again. Let's see here.
You to whittle away at the.
Now, see, okay. Now, I'm gonna fast forward this part a little bit because you see here. Oh, damn! I thought nope, I guess I didn't. But anyway, I want to go to this point when this guy comes on. This guy right here, his name is Brian Matt Media something. Oh, Ryan, I'm sorry. He makes an interesting point right here at this point.
From the FBI's official YouTube channel. So we know it's legit. It was given to us by the FBI. And if you notice the timestamp there in the top left, when that timestamp started, when the video actually first started there, it was at 12:23.34. So it takes him roughly approximately 14 to 16 seconds to get exactly into that position, which will be 12:23.50. Now, when we started to analyze this footage, it was Blake Bednarz who just first broke this footage, and he sent me this video, and he goes, "Listen, look at man." He goes, "From this CCTV video, from where the FBI is showing us here, you could actually see the sniper's prone position." So when they
That's the point I brought up earlier today. Why don't Cash Patel and the FBI release him climbing on top of the building? Because if you got him climbing off the building, which is suspicious now, why we don't have the video of him climbing on the building? Did he climb on the other side? Because if he climbed on the other side to get on the damn building, he would have left it on the other side to get off the damn building, would he not? If he's hiding from the camera, show us the rest of the damn video. When they show the video, he's already in full stride.
First zoomed out on that footage from when it very first started, you could actually see the position where Tyler would have quote unquote been laying on that roof. And it was Blake who sent me the footage originally. And he goes, hey man, he goes, check this out in the cafeteria view. So if you switch to the cafeteria view, you can actually see the man running across the roof, right? Really slow motion. You clearly see somebody moving across that roof. Okay, now the question is, when was he running? Now there's another video I sent your team, and it's actually, you're going to start to see the crowd here. You're going to see the crowd, and the crowd's going to start to crouch down, okay? So if we put that into this slow motion feed that I sent you, and we scrub back and forth, you're going to see the crowd go up and down, up and down, up and down, right there. See how it goes? So you can see the crowd actually getting ready to sit down, and you move it back.
And he's already running. And he's already running if you look at the rooftop.
Bingo, right?
So that means that the video has been altered. Just like they did the Jeffrey Epstein video, a minute was missing because they altered. No matter how good you are, there's some other people out there that's going to catch you when you do things like this. Cash Patel is a fraud. I don't give a damn who likes it. He's lying.
Then we went out to the outside footage, and I said, okay, I'm going to put this in my computer, and I'm going to press play at the 8-second mark of this random clip I have.
So the question is, does Donald Trump know about this? Because you ain't got but two options with that. Either Donald Trump is in on it, or he's an idiot because he's letting his FBI control everything. Oh, I know he's got a lot of other things to do, but I thought Charlie Kirk was very, very important.
Out of my computer. And when you press play and you hear bang, as soon as you press play, and then I go, okay, I'm going to stop the video immediately when the crowd actually is fully set down. And it's 3 seconds, Clayton. So that tells you that from when that shot was fired, whoever was on that roof was in a full sprint within 3 seconds of Charlie Kirk being shot.
It's impossible. He would have to make the shot, jump up, take off, just for argument's sake, say he didn't disassemble the gun, which don't make any sense. He made the shot, jumped up in a full sprint before the crowd even ducked.
That man on the roof was sprinting literally before the people that were outside could even realize that Charlie's been hit. I mean, he got shot right in front of them, and it takes them 2 or 3 seconds to go, oh crap, he's been hit. And they all start to go, all duck down at the same time. And that's how we know exactly when that person was running across the roof. So that was kind of like the first thing we kind of just started to discuss when I was talking to you earlier was like.
Can I just stop you there? Because this tracks with other independent reporting from Candace Owens. She tracked down the person who had filmed prior to the event saying, look, there's weird. That's a guy on the roof.
I'm going to show you that video right there in a few minutes. Because somebody, and I don't think it's the same guy, is the one that they're trying to say is Ryan, Tyler Robinson. But personally, I don't think it's the same guy they pointed at.
That's strange. The person that they said they saw was in tactical gear with a different gun. That's what they told Candace Owens. And then the FBI says this guy was in plain clothes. So it would track that.
For all we know, both of these was distractions too. If you're familiar, most of you may be familiar with the Malcolm X assassination. It was a distraction. Guys jumped up, get your hand out of my pocket. It was a distraction. And the old crazy guy was in the audience that said he did it at first. He was some type of distraction too.
That there's a discrepancy between that. And then one other thing that's always bothered me about that official FBI running across the roof is that if people duck immediately after and scream, we've heard the screams in the crowd, why are the people walking behind that building walking so casually?
Maybe they didn't hear the shot.
They would presumably have heard a scream and commotion just around that corner. So what do you think of those two bits?
Yeah, I'll start with the screams. You're talking about when the FBI shows us that video, there's just somebody just moseying through the parking lot.
Yes.
Like nothing ever happened right here.
Behind the tree. Okay. So look at the trees on your right.
Even to the left, if you notice in the left of that shot, right at the very beginning of that shot, there's just someone casually walking through the parking lot at the far left of the screen. You can see him, just kind of walking along.
Yeah,
you see the shadow.
And the people under this major, that looks like a big oak or something, or actually maybe deciduous. But anyway, they're not running, even though around the corner in the quad, people are screaming and running. They should have, by this time, got the notice and started running and panicking too.
Yeah, so that was 16 seconds, 18 seconds roughly after, or maybe 21 seconds after the shot was fired, that he's actually probably hitting the ground right there. The best explanation I can say for why aren't people, a lot of people go, how many kids are at campus with their headphones in? And they're just, you leave campus, you put your headphones in, and you're just going about completely oblivious to everything that's going on.
That's a pretty good point. Because most people do have their headphones in, so I guess that's feasible. It could have been somebody with their headphones in. Didn't think about that idea. So that's a possibility too. So I don't know.
Around you?
I'll give you that. Sure.
And pretty far from the quad, to be honest.
Very far. It's at least 145, 150 yards. So, and with the how that campus was set up and how it's so layered and how the sound could have maybe been, trapped in there. But if that guy was on the roof and fired that shot, you're talking about the firing the bullet and the gun going off maybe 20 yards from you. I don't know, even with headphones, we heard how loud that sounded up close to Charlie. I don't know if the people in that parking lot, if somebody was on that roof and fired that shot and you're walking through that parking lot 10 seconds later, I don't know if you would not have been like,
what the heck?
Now the other video that Natalie was referencing, we showed it here on the show. I think the day after Charlie was shot, or roughly right in that same. We showed the video of those individuals, 2 individuals pointing to the rooftop.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up the video. They're referring to these guys pointing at the roof. Let me see if I can, because I got that video too, and this seemed like a different guy on the roof. I mean, this is how I see it. Let me see. I think I got 2 of them on the roof. Let me see which one.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
Right here. This is before the shooting. I don't think this is so-called Tyler. If Tyler was ever on the damn roof. I don't even know if Tyler was on the roof.
You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger?
So just say this is the guy. If this guy's saying he just ran and got set down, these guys happen to catch him.
Well, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying.
He just sitting on the roof. Okay, let me see. I'm gonna get this. I got another one on the roof. Let me see about this one. Let me see. Yeah. Here's what the FBI released. Look at this. Now, I don't know if this really is Tyler. We're taking that word that he had the same clothes on. Hell, for all we know, they could have got somebody to get the same clothing because if he was on the roof, I don't think he damn sure don't believe he did it by himself. If he even shot the gun. See, I'm gonna put this in the same category with Lee Harvey Oswald. Nothing's really making any sense to me. And you have to ask yourself, why would the organization that Charlie Kirk founded? But remember I said, when you start taking all this money from all these people and you don't do what they say do, they get real upset. So not for sure what happened, but the people in his former organization that he founded seems like they're working against him. Seems to me they would want to solve the crime. Because giving some over to the FBI did Charlie Kirk blindly support the FBI like they was right about everything? I don't think he did. So why would the organization that he founded be working with the corrupt FBI? He was the one asking them to come out with the Epstein files for a while till they told him to stand down and count on that one too. None of this makes any sense. And I don't care what nobody said. The more I look at this don't look like he got a gun. He just don't. And if he can do all this right here, why wouldn't the guy be wearing gloves? I still understand him not wearing gloves. Yeah. Don't know if that's Tyler's possible. Don't forget he turned himself in. Allegedly, he turned himself in. And now, here's another story of, I think this guy's name was, before I show that one, because he gives an analysis on the bullet, I'm going to show you, these are the guys who did a test shooting. They shot the different items and said it's not possible. I'm gonna get over to that one. Because there's some suspicious about this too. Okay.
Obviously just a pumpkin, but as you see, force of that blew the entire barrel over, and
rewind that.
We're going to see if literal steel can stop 30-06 rounds. So let's get to it. All right. So here we go. First test, the pumpkin. Well,
they're saying that that's the gun he was shot with.
All right, let's check out the damage. Obviously just a pumpkin, but as you see, force of that blew the entire barrel over, and yeah, didn't stand up to the 30-06. But next, we are going to put on the sheep shoulder blade. All right, we did the pumpkin. Next up, the sheep shoulder blade. Definitely thick bone, about twice the meat mass of a human neck.
Look at that.
That's straight through. That's the bone was going through there.
You think he got shot and it didn't do more damage?
Yeah, so as we can see, the sheep shoulder blade did not stop the 30-06. Basically ripped this entire thing in half, straight through, no bullet. Now we're going to attempt these beef vertebrae, which are, if you look at these things, incredibly thick, 2-3 inches thick at some of the bigger parts. Brian was telling me that butchers can use concrete saws to saw through this, so a little bit stronger than a human neck. We're going to check that out next. All right, so here we go. Next test, cow neck vertebrae.
Snapped it right into.
As you can see, the cow neck vertebrae stood no chance. Ripped in half, and as you can see, even clean through, damage straight through the cardboard. Again, then you can see how thick this bone is, guys. It's almost 2-inch thick. Straight through, no problems. So, next, we're going to up the ante. I'll grab it. Yep. Cow femur. I don't know how many times stronger this cow femur
Nobody's neck stronger than that.
is than a human neck vertebrae, but
you have to be the Man of Steel, Superman.
But it's a lot of times. Couple. This thing is gigantic. All right, so that's what we're hitting next. All right, so here is the real test. This is a cow femur. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, that's a little different. Okay.
There you go. Maybe I did miss.
All right, so let's see the damage. It's literally in pieces. So here you go. Where Brian hit that directly in the center. Literally exploded that cow femur in half. Blew straight through. Cow femur. 30-06 round. Now think about a human neck. Okay, but we're going to up the ante even more. Now, we're not only going to take a cow femur, but for anybody that says, wow, there's no meat, we're going to slap on a fat 4 inches of beef in front of the cow femur and see what happens.
And then give him thick skin like Nate.
All right, last test on the meat. Again, cow femur, bunch of beef, thick tape, and then we're going to move up to the steel. Here we go.
Look at that.
Well, we can't. Everything exploded. All right, let's check it out. All right, so let's take a look at the crime scene. As you see, the entire thing exploded on us. The camera got knocked down, flew through this, as you can see. All right, here we go. Here's our cow femur. The damage to that. Literally snapped in half, and then our neck that we built.
The the theory is really absurd if you think about it. Their whole theory is absurd. The more you look at it, the more absurd their theory becomes. And they're upset because we won't buy into their theory. Because your theory is not feasible. It doesn't logically make any damn sense. And like I said, if you keep lying, because you remember they first, Cash Patel and that crew, they caught one guy and said it was the wrong guy. Well, the first was the old guy, and then it was another guy they caught. Both of those was the wrong guy. We supposed to believe that they're not lying about anything. I think they're lying about the whole damn thing, to be honest with you. Because there's no reason to lie. You don't have to keep changing. If you got the truth, you don't have to keep changing. Just report the damn facts. See, you got to have a good memory when you're lying. When you're telling the truth, you don't have to have a good memory. Now, anybody can make a mistake and get it wrong, but that's not what's happening. They keep changing the narrative, which makes no sense if you ask me. My man, Mark Andrews, is a sniper. Just hit us up. What you think, Mark? You're a professional sniper. Do you think what they're telling us makes any damn sense to you? Because I know it don't make any sense to me. The whole thing is quite absurd, but they're telling you that you got to buy in to what they're selling. Well, we're not buying into it. We're not buying into it at all. Miss Kimberly hit us up. She's calling me Rush Jr. Thank you, Miss Kimberly. Hope your son is doing okay also. None of their theories really line up when you think about it. And if you just tell us the truth, you don't have to try to remember what you was actually saying. I had another, this guy here he gives his analogy too.
To bed. This one really bothered me because this one came up a lot. We heard, oh, the gun was disassembled. The gun was disassembled. He disassembled the gun. He reassembled the gun. They found a screwdriver with DNA on it because that's what he used to disassemble the gun, to reassemble the gun. Where did that come from? I searched all over the Utah Department of Public Safety's website. I searched every FBI. I couldn't find that disassembling thing. And by the way, this was the picture that was released on September 11th by the New York Post. And this is the gun recovered, they say, in the Charlie Kirk assassination. And this is a Model 98 Mauser and chambered in .30-06. We're going to notice that, this scope is set really too far back. Like maybe somebody dropped it and the mounting rings were not tight enough and it's slammed back. It also looks just by eye a little off axis. These things are normally very square to the barrel, like perfect. This thing looks a little tipped, maybe. It's still chambered or cocked in this position with the bolt thrown forward, but notice what you do not see. You don't see any pins. You don't see any possible way you could easily fold or take this gun apart. That's going to be important because I did find the source of where it started, this whole idea that the gun was disassembled, and it started with gun expert Steve Wolf. Let's listen in.
Market accessories that would allow you to break this gun down. He selected a bolt action because this is typically the choice for a long-range sniper. A bolt action looks like this. It has very few moving pieces. When you put the bolt forward and engage around, it locks in place. And because nothing happens after you pull the trigger except the click, the amount of gas pressure in the barrel remains consistent. And that's why this type of gun is preferred for long-range shots.
And it doesn't expel the cartridge either, which I learned. So he took that cartridge with him, and it was found inside the gun, according to some reports, along with some others in a magazine. How quickly, if it is broken down, because it doesn't look like he's jumping with a long rifle tucked in his leg. It looks.
Hold on a minute. Now, you remember the initial theory by, what was that? TMC. That he was walking down the street. We showed it a couple of times with the gun hidden. Now, he could take the scope out, but I don't think you can hide this gun in your pants. His pants was too tight to stick this gun in there. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he could stuck the gun in there. Don't know where the gun was at because it couldn't have been in his backpack. So that's not making any sense either.
Looks like it's got to be in that backpack. So how quickly could he break it down if he needed to break it down?
A second or two.
He said a second or two, the gun can be broke down in a second or two. So he shot, broke the gun down in a second or two. Full-fledged sprint before the crowd even ducked.
What?
What?
Literally just push a button and wrap it around, push another button and wrap it back. They're designed to be able to be put into full length mode or compact mode extremely quickly.
I'm no gun expert, but most of the gun experts says it wasn't that easy with this particular gun.
You know, I know guns pretty well, and I will tell you this. I don't see anything that looks like a takedown kit on this, so I ended up calling my good friend Mr. Guns and Gear to tell me more about this. But before we talk about what he told me, let's just, who is Steve Wolf? Well, turns out he's worked on hundreds of movies and TV shows, including The Firm, The Client, The Jungle Book, America's Most Wanted. His entertainment clients include Paramount, Disney, Fox, Warner Brothers, ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, MTV, HBO, and Discovery. Okay.
He could be in on the narrative too.
Okay. A Hollywood guy with a lot of media stuff. I mean, okay. He may or may not be a true gun expert, but he botched this one really, really badly. Did he do it on purpose? Well, we could make up some scenarios about why he might do that, because you could imagine the kinds of people.
Even if he can break this gun down easily, he's not going to break the gun down, take off running, climb off the ceiling, and this gun broke down still is not going to fit in that backpack that he had when he jumped off the roof. Then he went and put it back together. What's the purpose of putting it back together, hiding it in the damn woods? And don't forget, allegedly he showed up at a Dairy Queen. Now, someone went to that Dairy Queen address and they couldn't find the Dairy Queen, it disappeared, which is kind of suspicious too.
People who are running Disinformation Central down there would be interested in having a disinformation story come out. So it ran hard and fast, but this is what I chased it back to. There's his Twitter handling. He's not followed by anyone I'm following. Not surprised. So I talked to Mr. Guns and Gear over here, Mike, and we looked at the picture together, and he said, to his knowledge, there is no such thing as a takedown kit, a button kit for a old relic Mauser Model 98. But more to the point, you can just look at the gun and see that it does not have a takedown kit on it. This is the gun. Again, you have to imagine there's a button you can push where the whole thing will swivel. And
now don't forget, even if somebody else is right that the gun can be taken down easily, let's for argument's sake say they're right. It still doesn't explain everything else. Him taking off, running, jumping off the damn thing. How did he get on the damn roof? Nobody's explaining why the FBI won't show him climbing on the damn roof. Don't tell me he went to the backside to get on the roof and you couldn't see it, because that theory don't make any sense. Why did he go to the backside to leave off the damn roof then? If it's more secure to go from the backside, why would he come in front of everybody where the camera's pointing this way? So he snuck on through the back so he can avoid the camera, but leaving off the roof, he went so you can see him coming off the roof. Oh, that makes a lot of sense to me.
this part, the stock, is going to come apart from the barrel into two pieces. And he says, oh, you just fold it around. Well, even if you did fold it around a magic pivot point here, which we can't see because there isn't one, it would still be however long it was once it was folded. So we can still make some guesses off of that. But this is what a folding gun might look like. This is the Kel-Tec 2000. And here you can clearly see the pivot points, right? There is a button you can push on this thing. There's a little lever here. And indeed, the barrel will swing all the way around and fold back on itself. But you can see the pivot point right there.
If the FBI wanted to dispel all theories, all conspiracies, release the rest of the tape and show us the autopsy. Because one of the so-called doctors is saying the bullet was still lodged in Charlie Kirk because he has a neck of steel. I'm not buying that theory either. I'm sorry, but that theory doesn't work for me.
There, you see that? That's what it's pivoting on right there. Just comes up and over. Or you might look at,
even for argument's sake, say this guy's wrong. Say he's completely wrong. I think his name is Chris Martinson, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Say Chris Martinson is wrong. Does that change the fact about all the other inconsistencies from the FBI? It doesn't. No matter if you think you're tearing down the theory about it, he's got a neck of steel, that's still going to get eliminated too. None of this makes any sense. Why did the people from Turning Point USA make sure that they got the video evidence and handed it off so that guy can take off? The FBI should be asking, who is that guy and what the hell did he take? But they're not interested in, because they've already got their little neat package story that they don't want to deviate from. But it's not making any sense to me. Just like when Cash Patel and that crew, well, first of all, Pam Bundy says that the file was on her desk. Then she changed around. She said, I'm talking about the rest of the file. But see, the reason I knew Pam Bundy was lying about that is that Pam Bundy was a prosecutor in Florida. She should know that little file she had wasn't all it was to the Epstein file, because she should have knew the original Jeffrey Epstein file when he was originally charged. It wasn't in there. There's a whole lot more information that was missing. The raid, when they raided Jeffrey Epstein's home and the FBI left the information so they can destroy the evidence, that wasn't in the file. Pam Bundy should have knew that. Matter of fact, she's friend with one of the sheriffs down there who was supposedly in charge of, I think, some of the evidence, or when Jeffrey Epstein was in prison, none of that was in there either. So, I mean, you got to be completely parking your brain in another dimension to believe any part of the FBI story. The narrative does not fit. None of it. No matter if you say, well, I believe the gun can be broken down. I don't believe Charlie Kirk had a bulletproof vest on. There's so much other stuff that you ignored. It takes a whole lot of blind faith to believe any damn thing that the FBI is telling you. It really does.
say, the Ruger 1022 with a takedown kit. Again, you're going to see a very obvious way here for this thing to be taken apart, because there has to be extra gear and pieces of equipment involved in that. One does not just take guns apart. But in case you wanted to just have this put completely to bed, let's go over here to Flying Lead Ranch for the win. Fairly similar, not an exact same rifle, but similar enough. This is what's involved.
Well, you guys asked for it, so here we go.
Let's see how long this takes. Got the bolt out, good move. Oh, some screws. This would explain the screwdriver. Yeah, you got to get in there. Now remember, Tyler, of course, the putative shooter, is going to be all jittery after doing some big game hunting, as they call it. And he's not going to... This is about as smooth as you could possibly hope for. Oh, okay. Got that one out. Got those two... Oh, shoot. Now we're going to have to change the tip because we got to go to a different type of screw. Yep, got to get that one out there because now we got to take the trigger guard assembly off. What else can we do here? Let's see. Okay, got that out. Okay, can pull this out. One more turns of the screw here. Okay. Oh, look at all the magazine and the box.
Now, if this is actually the gun, it's absurd to think he took this damn gun loose.
Spring for the magazine coming out.
There you go. I'll try to put the time stamp below there.
43 seconds.
Now.
And don't forget, you're under pressure because you just killed somebody. No matter how calm you are, your heartbeat is going to speed up when you're in battle like this and you just shot some damn body.
Will this fit in a regular sized backpack? No, maybe a longer backpack. Would that fit down a person's pants? Sure. Now,
it will fit down a person's pants, but I think you can imagine that's going to make a little bit of an outline. That'll be important when we come to the next section. So let's now...
To me, this is absurd. That theory is absurd to me. I'm just sorry, but I'm not buying it. And you remember when Cash Patel went on Fox News when they had got the wrong killer, and Cash Patel was trying to explain this. Let me see if I got that clip. I didn't buy this particular explanation, but he's just looking like a moron to me. I'm sorry. And don't forget, I once liked Cash Patel. So there ain't nobody who just
hours after, when we were still looking for the guy, I know you posted that we got him. And that ended up not being true. You took some incoming because of that. What led to you posting that? Why did you feel so certain about it? And what do you have to say about the criticism?
Listen to this. Why would you post it? And you got to understand this. For Butler, Pennsylvania, for the cocaine and wild, the FBI never talks this damn much. Why are they doing interviews when the man still has to go to trial? Why are they doing all these interviews? You're contaminating the witness pool, if you ask me.
No, I appreciate this opportunity. Look, as I stated, I was being transparent with working with the public on our findings.
I'm sick of hearing this transparent. That's what Barack Obama used to say all the time. He's going to be transparent. Barack Obama said before he did a bill, he was going to put it on C-SPAN. I'm still waiting. Cash Patel and now the Trump administration sounds like the Obama administration when it comes to this kind of stuff. We got you with Jeffrey Epstein. Now you're lying about Charlie Kirk's assassination, and you say y'all really loved him. He was y'all friend. Well, if this is the way you treat your damn friends and you investigate like this, damn it, don't be my friend.
As I had them, I stated in that message that we had a subject and that we were going to interview him, and we did, and he was.
All the other FBI agents, do you ever hear them releasing these types of statements? The head of the FBI normally don't do this, right? It ain't because he wants to be transparent, trying to get ahead of the story. And why did you tell the officers not to interview the eyewitnesses who was there?
Released. The job of the FBI is not just to manhunt the actual suspect who did the killing or suspects, but it's also to eliminate targets and eliminate subjects who are not involved in the process. And that's what we were doing. Could I have worded it a little better in the heat of the moment? Sure. But do I regret putting it out? Absolutely not.
I know you, because he think he's really smart. I can't believe I actually once believed he was smart. He's a moron.
Telling the world what the FBI was doing as we were doing, and I'm continuing to do that, and I challenge anyone out there to find a director that has been more transparent and more willing to work the media on high-profile cases, or any case the FBI is handling, than we have been.
And just this is crazy. This is crazy. This is madness, really. So, since Cash Patel is in charge now, right? Allegedly. Pam Bundy is in charge, allegedly. Dan Bongino, tough guy Dan Bongino, who was talking like a badass before he got put in the FBI, he's over there too, right? When are we going to find out the guy who drowned behind Barack Obama's house? Have we got any information on that yet? How about the pipe bomber on January the 6th? Have we got any information on that? How about the auto pen scandal? Have we got any information on that? We know that there was at least 270, I think it was 74, right? So-called agents working for the FBI on J6. What about the other police departments? What about the evidence that was destroyed by the January the 6th committee? Have we started doing information on that? Oh, what about Letitia James with the mortgage fraud? Oh, what about Adam Schiff with the mortgage fraud? Have they been prosecuted yet? You can tell me all day long you're going to do something. I'm just going by your actions. You have not done a damn thing about these people. Nothing makes sense. How about the cocaine that was inside the White House? Did we ever find out who cocaine there was? Somebody in the Biden family, either Hunter or Ashley, both of them on their dope. So it could have been either one. I don't know. Maybe Barack Obama came in, him and Hunter was getting high, and they dropped the dope. We haven't found out anything. And here's the kicker. Most of the information has been destroyed already. Epstein information has already been destroyed. Most of the JFK file stuff already been destroyed. The Butler, Pennsylvania already destroyed. Just like as soon as Charlie Kirk got shot, they jumped over, give me the information, let's go destroy it. Because you can accuse them all day long, but if you don't have the evidence of what the hell they destroyed, somebody should ask Cash Patel. Here's a video, Cash. What is this guy? Did you talk to this guy? What is he being handed in his hand? And what was he hiding? And do you guys got the information, the video information from Turning Point? Because they said they gave it to you. We'd like to know what's on that too. Since y'all talking, if they were completely silent, they can say, well, we can't talk because there's an ongoing investigation. All you've been doing is running your damn pie hole. So you're not worrying about an ongoing investigation. I don't want to hear that lie. You're fooling yourself. Don't try to lie to us about that. Don't try to blow smoke up our behind because we're not buying none of that. My man Scott Karache just hit us up. Appreciate you, Scott. What do you think about this whole situation, Scott? Do you believe, let's take a poll. Does anybody in the chat room believe that Tyler Robinson is the shooter? I'm not going to get mad at you. You might, but give me an explanation. If you say Tyler is the shooter, give me a good explanation on why they won't release the whole video then. Since, I mean, it's feasible, that could be it, but why don't they release the information? Why are they hiding information? Inquiring minds would love to know. I don't think we're ever going to find out the truth about that. I just don't. It seems to me, and this is what I always say is, you can't trust no government, period. I don't care if Donald Trump's the president, Ronald Reagan's the president, Barack Obama, Joe Biden. It don't make no damn difference. There's going to be corrupt. And something as big as this damn government, there's going to be all kind of corruption. But here's the thing is, I can deal with that if you just stop lying to me. When I start catching you in lies, then I'm going to have a problem. My man Patrick J. McCarron hit us up and he says, let's see what he says. He said, communists hate Christians. All of this is just a distraction for what's about to befall all of us. Unfortunately, Trump is just another useful idiot. Well, it's starting to seem like that, Brother Patrick. Because the only two options we got to believe now, Brother Patrick, is this. Either Trump's an idiot and he don't know what the hell's going on, his department is just rogue against him, or he's in on it. One of the two. Those are the only explanations we can possibly come up with. So you need to tell me it. So I would like to know. And if you got some evidence that's factual evidence, please share. Because we want to talk about it. I mean, if you got some information, some pertinent information that's truthful, Miss Dana just hit us up, and Miss Dana is saying, let me see what Miss Dana says. Miss Dana says, thanks, Doc. They have no shame or conscience. I don't think they do. And don't forget, Miss Dana, these are the ones who say they love Charlie Kirk. Now, this whole thing about it, I'm not going to badmouth it too much. Like some people just went completely scorched earth on his wife. I'm not going to do that right now. But it is something very suspicious the way she's acting. It's very suspicious. It's almost like she's gleeful. I don't mind you being strong or whatever, but it's just, I'm sorry if you ever been around somebody who's lost somebody that close in such a brutal fashion too. Now that's not strength. That's just that's highly suspect. And the whole thing about her being in a beauty pageant, the very first time she was in a beauty pageant, she won first prize. And from what I saw, Donald Trump owned that particular pageant, which makes it the whole damn thing suspicious. I just call a spade a spade. It could be somebody I like. I'm just calling a spade a spade. It doesn't make any sense. None of this logically makes any damn sense to me. And what you have to be able to do is when something don't make any sense, you must question it. Why can't we question this? Is it against the law to question things now? Because Donald Trump is the president and we're supposed to trust everything that comes out of the White House? I don't. I can't park my brain in another dimension. I just don't buy it. But here's the thing. Like there is a such thing as a law of no contradiction. Now, the law of no contradiction says specifically this. Both people can be wrong about a situation, but if both parties are saying complete opposite, they cannot be both telling the truth. That's a factual statement. For instance, you can say that Tyler Robinson is the lone shooter. If the other person says that Tyler Robinson has nothing to do with the shooting, both of you all cannot be right. Now, you both can be wrong, but you both can't be right. So somebody got some explaining to do, because the law of no contradiction is like saying she's pregnant, but she's not pregnant. Well, it can't be both. When you start contradicting yourself, it can't be both. Either Tyler Robinson is the lone shooter. He jumped off the building, when he hit the gun. And the thing is that he's texting his boyfriend. Oh, honey, my dear, my love, whatever he called him. He says, I didn't mean to draw you into this, which is suspicious too. He's talking about his clothing and everything. I know he's trans and real sensitive or whatever, but that ain't how he would actually say it. Then he's talking about leaving guns. He's incriminating himself after getting away with this brilliant assassination. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's not logical. Nothing about this is logical to me. And when something don't make any sense, all I want to do is ask questions. When somebody tell you that's ridiculous, so you're not asking any questions. When something don't make any sense, I'm not going to ignore my brain. I can't do it. It's impossible for me to do it. Something doesn't make any sense, I'm going to question it. Two opposing views cannot both be right. They can both be wrong, but they both can't be right. And no matter what you're talking about, whether you're talking about politics or basketball or religion, two contradicting statements both cannot be right. For instance, if I say that I 100% believe that Jesus is the only way, I believe that he rose from the dead. Somebody else can say you was a damn liar. They can come and says he was never even crucified, and he surely couldn't raise from the dead because he was never crucified. We both can't be right. One of us is wrong. Now, we both could be wrong, but both of us can't be right. It's illogical. It makes absolutely no sense. And when things don't make any sense, I'm not going to park my brain outside. I don't care what it's based on. This is not logical. The scenario that the FBI, Donald Trump's FBI is giving us is not logical. The gun that's supposed to did the shooting, it would have did a whole lot more damage if that's the gun. I don't know. I don't know if that's the gun. I'm not 100% sure he was wearing. I know some people, they say close to him said he was not wearing body armor. It's possible. I'm not saying 100% he was, but I said that I thought he could have ricocheted off that. Now I don't even know if he was even shot from the front. I don't know if he was shot in that angle. Allegedly, the bullet is still lodged in his body because he has a neck of steel. And I'm damn sure not buying that particular analogy, because not one single expert agrees with the bullet being able to be still lodged in his body. He would have to be the man of steel for that to happen. So when they start telling the truth, what's that little song? You keep lying when you ought to be truthing. Because this is what they're doing. They're lying when they ought to be truthing. They're telling a bold-faced lie at that. Everything that they've told us is not lining up with scrutiny. See, when you tell, now, if we had, just say the gospel writers, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, if they all said exactly the same thing it wouldn't be believable because they collaborated before they even talk. Let's all say the same thing. That don't make any sense. You can get 5 eyewitnesses and they all not going to say verbatim the same damn thing. There could be 2 shooters and one person can say, I saw one shooter. He didn't say there was only one shooter. He said, I saw one. It could have been 3. It could have been 4. But if he says there was only one shooter, and I'm emphatic about that, and there was 2 shooters, that means he's lying. The law of no contradiction, I love that law. Since we talking about, but the theory that they're telling us right now, just like they lied about Jeffrey Epstein, there may be no more evidence for Jeffrey Epstein. That just means they destroyed it. But I can tell you this right here, I'm not buying for 1 second, 1 nanny of a second, that all of these men was giving Jeffrey Epstein money, visiting his island, and he's the only one who was messing with underage children. I'm not going to buy that one. No, no, no. I will not listen to any of those vicious lies like that. It doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. And this is what happens when you start trusting the government. You should be able to question anyone. You should question people, no matter who it is. The Apostle Paul says the Bereans, he applauded them for questioning him. So if the Apostle Paul can be questioned, Donald Trump, Cash Patel, and anybody else can be questioned too. No, I don't have to believe you, especially when it's not logical what you're saying. No, I don't mean I hate anybody, it's just that what you're saying does not make any sense. And when something doesn't make any sense, I'm not going to pretend like that something is making any sense when I know damn well it's not. So ask yourself this particular question. How is it possible that they were tricked, or if they're just lying? Because those are the 2 options. Either Cash Patel and the FBI is lying or they were tricked. Now, I don't know which one it is, but it's obvious that somebody is not being forthcoming. Somebody is lying about something, and damn it, we're not going to ignore it. See, this is why they hate it. This is why they try to get social media to ban us. Because social media banning us or shadow banning us tries to avoid. See, I don't care if somebody else has an alternative view. I don't want them to shut completely down because I'm confident in my viewpoint. You don't have to get shut down because if you're telling the truth, we should be able to examine your truth. If your truth can't be examined, then Houston, we have a problem. Who says that you can't examine what they're saying? That just means they don't believe what they're saying, or they're lying about what they're saying. So I'm coming to the conclusion that they're lying because they don't even want you talking about it. And the FBI didn't want the police department interviewing anyone, which is highly suspect too. I think it's highly suspect. Miss Vernice McCall says, bless the new month for Doc and Nurse Clever. Well, God bless you, Miss Vernice McCall. Thank you so much. What do you think about this, Miss Vernice? Do you think that the government is being forthcoming with the factual evidence? All I like to see is the whole video of him going on the roof or him walking across the roof, because you got to, once he get on the roof, don't show me, the only video they show is when he takes off running. No. I want to see him sitting on the roof taking the shot. Why can't we see that? Him sitting on the roof taking the shot, they have yet to show that particular video, which is highly suspicious if you ask me. Why can't we see that video of him sitting on the roof getting ready to take the damn shot? Are we asking too much? Does this seem far-fetched that we're not able to question what they're seeing, the narrative that they're giving us? No, I don't think I want to buy that. I don't think, if you're selling some, I'm not buying it. It's not logical, and we're going to stay on it. We're not going to stop talking about it. No matter how mad they get, it's something they're not telling us. And whenever you see somebody starts lying to you, once they show you who they are, damn it, you got to believe them. And they're telling us that either we're idiots, don't believe your lying eyes, or these people are such geniuses that we can't see the truth that they're revealing to us. It's too profound. It's too high and lofty. That doesn't make any sense to me. I was listening to I like to listen to good debates, even about scripture and all that. And I think it was John Lennox. I think he's Irish. He's a brilliant debater too, I must admit. And I forget the atheist who he was debating. But they got, because this atheist, I can't remember his dang name. He wrote something to the effect of the nothingness universe creating something. Because remember, at first they say that the universe was eternal. Once they found out that the universe wasn't eternal anymore, they say as well, technically, nothing created everything. Because that's your two conclusions. Either a mindless universe created intelligent beings, or a all-knowing, all-sufficient God did it. That's your only two scenarios. Now, I know what most people say, the Achilles heel of the Christian is that if there is a all-loving, all-merciful God, why is there evil? Well, there's been a lot of good explanations behind that particular thing, and I think John Lennox makes an interesting point on some of his. But my thing is, this has been my theory for a while now. If you have a perfect God who's all-knowing, he's incapable of sinning, incapable of doing anything wrong, he's the only one who possessed that. You can't create a being and think that that being is going to be as perfect as the one who was here and crunk everything up. All created beings has the potential to do something wrong or sin. Only an all-knowing, all-wise God who stands on the outside of time. See, God is a spirit. All of the universe is matter. It's substance. So therefore, it is insane to say, first of all, that nothing created all of this. How insane. And would you define nothing? Because they have a new definition of nothing now. I didn't know that. This new definition of nothing is that there is a nothingness universe that's really, really intelligent, but we call it nothing. This particular nothing, it makes things explode and cause order. In the history of this world, nothing's ever exploded and caused order. And everything else needs a designer. This little pen needs a designer. This bottle of water needs a designer. But the complex human body does not need a designer. Because through billions of years, I guess it just, this universe, this mindless universe just started creating something. I find it hard to believe that logic. I won't buy that logic. It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard is to keep talking to these intellects thinking they're embarrassing the scriptures. You're not embarrassing anything, you're embarrassing because your logic, if you can show me, I'm willing to say that the Bible is a lie, but not with the way you explain to me. Daniel's prophecy was so accurate that all the atheists and the non-believers, or those who are critics of the Bible, says it's too accurate. They lied about when he wrote it. He had to write it after the fact because it's too specific. That's the thing about this. People say, well, that's the Bible's written by men. No. The Lord used these instruments called humans, said, repeat after me, because Isaiah or Daniel could not get it right this accurately if they was mere humans, which they are. It's just the divine one who crunk everything up is the one says, repeat after me. I just don't understand. I'm just I'm not one of these, quote, intellects. I'm just a basic common sense kind of fella. And I don't have to explain everything about God because it's impossible. No one can explain everything about God. You would have to be God to explain everything about God. But he's giving you a functional brain that you can say some things just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't logically make any sense to tell me that Tyler Robinson got on that roof, did the shot, took off running, disassembled the gun, came off the roof, went and hid the gun in the damn bushes, started texting his boyfriend, went over to Dairy Queen and had himself a banana split, a Hungry Buster, a Dick You Dude at Dairy Queen. The Dairy Queen has disappeared. He was surely calm. He's one of the most, just like intelligent being like the Unabomber, Zelensky, what's his name? Kalinsky? I can't remember his damn name. The Unabomber. Ted Kaczynski, that's his name. I know my brain will start functioning. He was at Harvard. They messed with his brain too. And he was an intelligent fella. Then he went AWOL, but the government had created that monster. It's possible that the government could have created or either placed Tyler Robinson at the scene of the crime so they can have him as the scapegoat. You remember what a scapegoat is in the Bible, that this goat really is not the one that God is upset with. He's upset with your sins, but the scapegoat, they would pray over the scapegoat and then let him wander in the wilderness because that's your sins being taken away from you. The Lord Jesus was our scapegoat. Everybody needs a scapegoat. I guess they're going to make Tyler Robinson, who was dating some trans freak. They say that I call him Twiggy, Lance Twiggy. His family says that the boy slapped crazy on drugs. They didn't really want him around him, but even though the home that he and Tyler was living in was supposedly owned by Lance Twiggy's relatives. But this is not logical. That's okay if you don't believe. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I know the story that the FBI has given us is not 100% right. Nobody can emphatically say about this particular case. They know all the facts, but we can say that we don't believe, statistically believe that he got shot with this particular weapon and it wasn't more damage, because we showed you the video of some of what would have happened when they was shooting through all these different instruments. His neck is not that damn strong. His bones are not that damn strong either. Stop it. But they say you got to believe this. You can't question anything. You're a conspiracy person. Is this the same crowd that says that Hillary knows 70, her and Bill knows about 70 people that's brutally murdered under suspicious circumstances? It doesn't make any sense logically. So you don't have to believe me what I say about it. I'm just saying examine the evidence. And when some don't make any sense, say within yourself, that's not logical. Regardless who's saying, you can say that the doctor says it's not logical. You can say that. But you need to be able to say, I'm willing to examine the evidence. And if it leads, wherever it leads, I'm going to follow the evidence. When you're saying I don't want to pay any attention to the evidence, see, that makes it a little suspicious then. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying we just can't take their word for it. We got to make them earn some respect. But they haven't earned it yet. Matter of fact, they're making me not even like them lying to me like this. I don't like to be somebody just look me in my face and lie to me like that and then say, don't believe your lying eyes. Not going to go for that one. But anyway, we're going to get out of here because somebody's lying to us and I just want to get to the bottom of it. That's all I'm trying to do. So we're going to stay on top of it. We're not going to just talk about, because some people, it's the only story they talk about. I don't like constantly talking about the same story over and over again. If some new information comes up, we'll come back in and mention it again. But other than that, I'm not going to talk about it every day like some people are doing. Good night there, Common Sense.